Breaking news coming in through from the side of England and Man United. Harry Maguire injured again. He has withdrawn from the England national team. Such a very bad story that you wouldn't like to hear as a Manchester United fan, because Harry Maguire had just gone ahead to return and he played some 30-40 minutes in the game of Liverpool, and I think when you're playing against Everton, he came in through and had some 10 game minutes to go to obviously freshen himself for the game of Liverpool. Welcome to the United Matters channel. How are you guys? I know you're watching us from second video of the day, and I go by the names of Rock and David. You can as well call me Aradi. We're talking Tyrell Malacia, another saddening story coming in through from the cup of Man United, that he's mentally not okay, and you need to obviously put him in your prayers. And lastly, we are going to talk about Akizo Twanzebe, formerly a player of Man United, and finally he has decided to play for the Congolese national team. 200 likes, smash on this video. Don't forget to subscribe so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. We thank God for the gift of life. The Christians, happy Palm Sunday. Next Sunday is Easter Sunday. The Muslims, Ramadan Kareem. And I know for you, it's now going to be 15 days, meaning that you're left with 25 days of fasting to obviously cap those 14 days of fasting, and Eid will be not far off, 25 days from now. So, where should we start from? Let's start it from the Sun, that I'm going to hit to break the story of Harry Maguire, that he's injured and out of the team of Man United and England. Now, the Sun broke the story and said Harry Maguire has left the England camp after being sent for a scan following last night's game. He's ruled out of Tuesday's friendly against Belgium. Now, when he was taken off around the 67th minute, I thought it was just a usual stuff, like he had not gone ahead to play football for like 1.5 months. He returned and played some minutes against Liverpool and Everton. So it was like, you get him out to reserve him for the game of Belgium. That's what I thought. And I never thought that it was all about him getting injured. But if it's an injury, then this is really alarming, that Harry Maguire has turned into an injury-prone player. And if you've not been an injury-prone player in your mid-20s, and we see to it that you are really turning out to be one in your early 30s, then it sends a message to us that the injury proneness has gone ahead obviously catch up with you. And I think for Man United, this is the high time they should offload Harry Maguire. However much he failed to be offloaded last summer, this summer he should be offloaded, because that means a new switch has gone ahead to be pressed as him being an injury prone player. And you cannot really manage yourself with the defense of players that are really going to be injury prone. When you look at Lisandro Martinez, injured, though he's set to return in the game of Brentford. Rafael Varane, an injury prone player. Now you had on Harry Maguire. Out of the 6-7 defenders we're having, 4 have gone ahead to be injured throughout the season. You know, out of the 6 we have Evans, Varane, Harry Maguire, Lisandro Martinez, Victor Lindelof, and Lisandro Martinez plus Cambuala. So out of those, 3 or 4 have been really injured, and even Victor Lindelof has just gone ahead to return, and it's really very worrying for the club of Man United. After that, Fabrizio Romano also had something to say about Harry Maguire, and he also went ahead to follow up a story from The Sun, and he said the following, that Harry Maguire has left the England national team camp as he's set for scan after sustaining potential injury versus Brazil. Man United defender not expected to be out for a long time with injury, initially described as not serious. Scan will clarify more. Now, we wait for the scan to clarify more about this, but all I want to let you know is that we've gone ahead to fall a victim of such statements being made by different people that no way, it's just a little injury, it's not really huge, so the player will obviously return, and we're going to hate to see these players be out for a very, very, very long time. And at this juncture, I come out and really say it's all gonna be done fast. I'm talking about the scan first. After the scan is made, then I'll come out and really say that he's not going to be out for a very long time. We've seen very many players at Man United getting injuries that we call simple, and they've resulted into being serious injuries for the club of Man United. But there is something that is really happening with England, because when you look at the injuries they've gonna hit, obviously gate, they're really very, very huge, and you ask yourself, to what extent are these injuries going to continue to throw themselves into the mix? Because you really ask, why are they really getting injuries? You know, and for Manchester United, we've been lucky that we've so far have one player who is injured during the international break. Many of our players are going to hate to play their first game, but only one injury is going to hate to be registered, and we just have to pray to it that we don't register more and more injuries, because if we do, then we are really going to be having what we call a red flag for us. At this juncture, when you're Man United, you really understand why Lisandro Martinez has gone ahead to be recalled. If I told you went ahead to watch the first video I did today, I told you that Rasmus Højlund has gone ahead to be recalled by the club of Man United because he was supposed to spend the entire international break with Argentina, then flies in, then he arrives at around Wednesday or Thursday. But it looks like after that news dropped into Erik ten Hag's ear and the physio team of Man United, they told him that please get onto the plane and return to Manchester, because we need you. We need to take good care of you. You might really get something to set back you while you're with Argentina. That's why we want you here. So that's why they've gone ahead to obviously call him back at Man United immediately. And I had gone ahead to ask myself, why is it that Manchester United has not gone ahead to really let Lisandro Martinez stay for more than 3 days? With Argentina, they allowed him to go, meaning something had gone ahead to cook up, and what had gone ahead to cook up was simple. It was a confirmation of an injury of Harry Maguire, and he has to be on the next plane to Manchester to see to it that he starts immediate training with the club of Man United to assess him whether he's really going to be available for the game of Brentford or not. But for me, I'm 100% sure Lindelof won't really get an injury in the game they're going to play on Tuesday, meaning that he'll partner well with Rafael Varane when you're playing against Brentford on Saturday next week. That is it. So I just look at it and really understand that we need to get in players that are really of a particular age. That central defense has players, 3 of them, that are really in their 30 plus. Are they 3 all for Harry Maguire 30, Evans 36, Varane I think is 30. So out of the defenders we are having, almost half of them are 30 years. It's only Lindelof, Lisandro Martinez, and who else? That are not really having 30 years. So we need to really clear off like 2. After clearing off like 2, we get in more that can come in through and really take us to where we deserve to be as a club of Man United, and these injuries should really stop. And when you're in the age of Harry Maguire 30, it takes some time for you to heal. But when you're really young, like Lisandro Martinez, it that he responds well to treatment and is really doing well. So we wish Harry Maguire the best of a quick recovery, and we just can't wait to see him return. But I think if Varane is available, Lindelof, Lisandro Martinez, John Evans, I think those 4 can do us a very good job as Harry Maguire relaxes and really gets healed. And I see no reason as to why you should really hurry him back. All you have to do is simple. Let's give him his ample time he deserves as a player. Not so. Let's go to Tyrell Malacia. It looks like this season he might not even play a single game because of the setback of the knee injury he really got. And this has been told us by Christopher Michael. He works for Sport 1, I think, from Dutch. He has told us that Malacia is struggling not only physically but also mentally. He's back on the pitch. He's back on the grass and he's training with the club of Man United, but he's struggling physically and also mentally. These are things that happen to players, especially if at all they really spend a lot of time without kicking the ball. If you remember the shift that this guy went ahead to put in while playing for the club of Man United in his debut season, you really feel a little bit for him. You know why? Because you really understand what he's going in through and what is really whispering into his ears. Because this was supposed to be one of his seasons to really solidify that left back position, and it's like he has not gone ahead to really take his chance well. That is it. Because if you look at a player like Luke Shaw, he has been injured throughout the season, and that meant Tyrell Malacia would have gone ahead to really come in through and do the needful to obviously take on and show us that he is the main man. And every game he was really put up, he really looked good. He really looked good as a player, and defensively is okay. Even what we call offensively, he's okay. He's a very good player. Press resistant, builds well from the back, and that is the guy about him. Now, to show you that there was a huge chance for him to play in the club of Man United, Manchester United has far played 28 games in the league. Luke Shaw has only played 12, and out of those 12, he played 2 out of those, 45 minutes only, and he left. So that means there are almost 16 games for him, Tyrell Malacia, to come through and play. In the Champions League, we played 6 games, and Luke Shaw only played 2, meaning that he had more 4 games to play. Add on the Carabao Cup and FA Cup. So he would have gone ahead to get some more 20 plus games for the club of Man United, but because he has not been available, there is no way he can come in through and send a statement to the manager of Man United that he is really up to the standards to leave. And I think that's why you sort of it that stories are everywhere that United are interested into a left back. You understand that we are into a left back this season. But Luke Shaw, I think it's a trickery situation, by the way, to let Luke Shaw leave. You cannot really let him leave, because when he's fit, he's one of the best left backs in the world. And for Tyrell Malacia, he came in through as an understudy who proved that he can do the job. And there is no way you come out and really tell him that he should be leaving the club of Man United. So for my case, I think the physio team should be really asked lots of questions, because how do they have 2 left backs injured for the entirety of the season? You have to look through what Casemiro went ahead to let us know about how they are telling him to continue to play, yet he felt like this same injury forced him to be out for some good number of months, and he went to his doctor in Spain, meaning that these doctors are not competent on their job, yet we've just gone ahead to hire a new one from Arsenal. So we wait and see what is really going to come up and really happen, but I'm really here to see what Man United is going to be looking about. If these people continue to be injured, we just have to pray to it that Diego Dallo and Aaron Wan-Bissaka keep fit. If they do, then we'll obviously see ourselves having the best of a team that can come in through to compete for the top 4 and even win the FA Cup. Lastly, Axel Tuanzebe, former United and Aston Villa defender Axel Tuanzebe, who has switched his allegiance from England to DR Congo. So he has gone ahead to switch his allegiance from Aston Villa, from England to play for DR Congo. Now, playing for DR Congo is really nice, because DR Congo has gone ahead to perform very well in the African Cup of Nations. They were knocked out at the semi-finals, I think, by the hosts. That was DR Congo was knocked out by Nigeria. No. It was Ivory Coast that knocked out DR Congo, and DR Congo went ahead to play in the losers match, and I think they lost to South Africa, if I'm not mistaken. So DR Congo is really having some good players. If you remember Gary Kakuta, who used to play for Chelsea, he's in there for you, and very many others. He has come in on several occasions, and he really waited for that moment. Being a player from Man United, maybe felt like if he gets into the team of Man United, would have gone ahead, obviously, bargain for a position or audition for any position at the English national team. But injuries went ahead to befell his career. I think he would have been one of the biggest beneficiaries in Erik ten Hag, because I think he's a better defender than the likes of Harry Maguire. I've gone ahead to see him pocket Kylian Mbappe and very many others every time. He has gone ahead to be given an opportunity to represent Man United, and he fights for the badge, academy graduate, but he was sold, he was let to go as a free agent during this recently concluded summer of 2023. So that confirms to us that he is now going to play for DR Congo. And when you team like DR Congo and you play like that, that really gives you a very good bargain, you know. It gives you some good bargaining power and attraction to get in players like Twanzebe. And I just can't imagine how they're going to look when he's playing to the central defense. And they can even put there a very good reaction to go to the World Cup. That is it, because they're really having a very beautiful team. So that is Twanzebe Hoyo. He has gone ahead to cross to play for the side, because at England he has no chance to get into that team. He's not playing in the champion. He's not playing even the Premier League. He's playing in the Championship, so no way to get in there for you. But I think the baddest thing that happened to him was Steven Gerrard. That moment when he really went ahead to bring back Aston Villa to the league and promote them to the Premier League, the manager that was there before Steven Gerrard came in through was giving him the game of football and was playing in very well. But guess what? When Steven Gerrard came into Aston Villa, he brought in what we call his Man United and Liverpool rivalry, and he said, I cannot really groom a Man United player because he saw potential in him that if at all he kept him playing, would have gone ahead to groom a player for Man United. And he was like, I'm going to bench you. And he benched him. That's how United went ahead to recall him from a loan. They sent him to Italy. Was it in Napoli? And he really went ahead to get a back injury. He returned. That's when Ten Hag came in through. And we were in Thailand, and he really got an injury. So he was on the next flight back to Manchester, and that's how everything of his really ran out. And he has been really having injuries, not until his contract went down and Manchester United decided to really sell him off. Your thoughts on Harry Maguire injured again are welcome in the comment section below. What do you make about Tyrell Malacia, mentality and physicality question struggles in the comment section below? And you make about Twanzebe confirming his new nationality. He's going to be playing for the Democratic Republic of Congo. Africans and those who support Congo that are watching this channel, do you think is a very good addition to the side of Congo that can help them go to the World Cup and in the next African Cup of Nations, right? Will he help Congo to win the trophy of the African Cup of Nations? All that and more into the comment section below. Ramadan Mubarak, the Christians, happy Palm Sunday. We sign out. See you later. Bye-bye. And don't forget to subscribe. 200 likes are what we are calling in for this video.